Allow the prospect to sell you on why they are very serious. I do not have money. If only I had money, I would have done it already. Fine, you don't have money. What you need to do next is critical. So pay attention. Hello there, this is Sam Oza, the Bruce Up Entrepreneur. I'm so glad to be with you here. In this video, I'll be answering the 3 most reoccurring close down questions. These questions always come at the end of every presentation. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You can guess what I'm talking about. That is, I do not have money. I do not have time. I can't convince. See, these questions are as old as the profession of network marketing itself, all right? This is my channel, and in this channel, we dish out a lot of beautiful information to every network marketing superstar out there. You know, these are everyday activities, everyday objections, everyday tips that can help you grow your business so you can become the superstar you are meant to be, right? If you've not subscribed, why don't you smash the subscription button and allow this video to come up so that other people too can be blessed by it, all right? So back into what I'm talking about. How do we get these objections that are always reoccurring out of the way? Objections simply means 2 things. First is lack of belief in themselves, and also lack of belief in network marketing. So when someone gives you an objection, it does not mean you did a bad job. No, it doesn't also mean that you are not good. Neither does it mean that you do not understand the business or you are supposed to do it in a certain way and you did not. Of course, there are people that they show people the business in a very bad way. You know, they just mumble up everything and the prospect is more confused at the end than he was at the beginning. You get. But that's just like in realities of cases. Objections brings about a conversation. When someone gives you objection, just look at it as a way to get to know the person better. Objections is just another way to have conversation with a prospect. Now, prospects lie all the time. It's a known fact. Try and get to the root of the matter, because usually the objections that are thrown up by prospects are not even the real reason they do not want to do the business. It's just like a smoke screen. If you can get through the smoke screen, you can now see exactly what their issues are. Okay? So let's say someone says, I do not have money. You ask Mr. Prospect, let me just be sure. Did you say you do not have money? They say yes. You ask a simple question. Is this, I'm just curious, is this a polite way of saying I'm not interested in business? Because if you're not interested in the business, you do not have to do the business. Allow the prospect to sell you on why they are very serious. I do not have money. If only I had money, I would have done it already. Fine. You don't have money. What you need to do next is critical. So pay attention. What you need to tell the prospect is this. Ask it as a question. So you don't have money, right? Say yes. If you didn't have this challenge, would you have done the business? Or if you had money right now, you would have done the business, right? If they say yes, ask the next question. So what if we could find a solution to this challenge? If we're able to find a solution to this challenge, will you do the business? Will you sign up? If they say yes again to that, you simply corner them. The next thing is you tell them the things they need to hear. Of course, they don't even know that you are trying to show them the whole stuff. Now, cornering them does not mean this is like a hunting or shooting game. No. When you ask the first question, you are trying to isolate the challenge. Because people could have other things on their minds, but this is number one thing. Okay, even if I don't even have the money. Let's say I had the money then, but the money is not even there. So when you ask that question, if you had the money, would you have done the business? And they said yes to that. It means that you can now show them how to get the money and they will do the business. You're sure they will do the business. Because if you didn't ask that question, they could get the money and they'll give you another objection. And when you ask the second question, what if we could find a way to solve this issue and then you have money? Would you do the business? And they say, definitely I'm going to do the business. So you now empathize. That's number one. Number two, you relate. Number three, you tell a story. Number four, you close them down. So let me take it one after the other. Empathize. Wow. You see, I understand where you are. The economy is somehow right now, and a lot of people, I get where you're coming from. Do you understand? I understand you completely. Okay. But this is what we discovered. In my own situation, when I saw this business, I didn't even have the money. So you're not telling your own story. You are relating. You are relating what happened to you when you started the business to their own story, to what they just told you, by linking it up with your story. I hope you're not confused. First of all, you empathized by, I understand, the economy, and, there are a lot of kids in the house, and you said that you've been managing a job and you've been looking for another job. Oh, I get it. Okay, that's empathy. The number two thing is to relate. Yeah, I feel you. In fact, when I started the business, we had almost the same situation. Now, if your situation was different, think about another person who is also successful, who had the same challenge. And you tell the person, I know someone that had that same challenge, though he or she is in the business right now and the person is doing so well, but they started off, didn't have the money, had similar challenges like you are having currently. Okay, you are relating. Number three is to now tell a story. So let's say you are the one that had the same challenge, and you tell the prospect, I started off and things were so rough. I didn't have the money to start. I also didn't have the money to do a lot of good things I wanted to do in my life. But I asked myself a simple question. When will I stop blaming money for my life? Because if I continue to blame lack of money, I will always be plagued by lack of money. And I knew I had to solve this issue. If I end up not solving the issue of money, I will keep having money issues. So I had to break it. I got tired of being tired of always blaming money. And that was how I had to get the money. And today, I'm successful. In your own case, you could also do the same. So you're not attacking the person. You're not saying, you should have money at your age. You're 45. Shouldn't you have $100 to start this business? No. You empathize, you relate, you tell your story, and you ask the person, are you not tired of having $100 issue? What would you do to make your life different? You love the good life, don't you? Yeah. So let's get the money. You could also tell a story. You could ask the person right now, let me just ask you, be sincere with me. Who do you love most in the house? Person could say my wife, my daughter, whoever. What if this person is having a very serious health issue and $100 all you need from the doctors to sort out this health challenge? And the doctor is telling you that you need to bring this $100 right this very minute. And if you don't do it in the next 30 minutes, you could lose this person. What are you going to do? The person will definitely say, I'll have to find $100. And I say, if you can find $100, that means $100 is not an issue. You can actually get the money and then do your thing, all right? You can also ask the person, what's your brand of car? What kind of car do you love? And the person could say maybe a Porsche or something. And you ask the person, a Porsche is how much the brand you're looking at. You say you love, which year, which model. Let's say they say, they give you like, say, $50,000. And you tell this person, okay, what if someone walks in here right now and gives you the key to a Porsche? All you need to do is to pay $100 because this person is traveling to a far country, will not be back for the next 10 years. So he just wants to give it to you as a gift. But you just need $100 so you can change the papers and everything. And he comes right here and says you could get the $100 within the next half an hour. Otherwise, you could give it to another person. What are you going to do? If they say, if I don't have the money, I don't have the money, hey, maybe you're talking to the wrong person. But if this person is a sincere person, they'll say, of course, I'll go look for the money. Tell them, you can get the money, go look for the money, and let's get you started. Let's take you out of this financial difficulty, out of this financial prison you found yourself in. If the person says, I do not have time, it requires to say something. The reason they have for not doing it is actually the reason why they must do it. Someone who doesn't have time means the person is broke. You can buy your time back. Follow just the step I gave you. As a prospect, the question, this issue you have, this challenge you have right now with time, if you had time in your hands, would you do the business? They say, definitely, if I had enough time, I would do the business. If we find a solution to this lack of time, will you do the business? And they say, yes, I'm going to do the business. You can find a solution to this. Awesome. You empathize, you relate, you tell a story, and guess what? You close the person. Empathy means I get you. In fact, I know someone in my business that mentioned the person's name. The person didn't have time at all. Or if we are the person, I didn't have time. I had more things to accomplish than the 24 hours under heaven. Every time I was working, and I didn't have enough money. And it was telling on my health, my relationship with my wife, relationship with my kids, and all the things. I had no life. And so I understand where you're coming from. But guess what? I was tired one day and I told myself, if I continue like this, I'm going to die. If I continue this way, I'm not going to see my children grow. I will miss out on every good thing in life. And that's not what I want. I don't want to enjoy my life when I'm old. I want to enjoy my life when I can feel the enjoyment. Is that not what you want? I say, yeah, definitely. That's what I want. I asked the person, so if you continue like this, you either die or develop cardiovascular issues, or anything could happen. You will not have a relationship with those you care about. So, Mr. Prospect, what are you going to do about this? How many hours do you have in a day? 24 hours. Okay, let me help you here. How many hours do you work in a day? I work for maybe 8 hours. What about the time you spend with family and all of that? By the time you go through all of that, you'll be able to tell him, if you can squeeze out 1 hour in a day, we can do some work. 1 hour in a day, 7 days a week. That's 7 hours. Let's start with that so that we can help you buy your life back. The question here for you is this. If you were to develop a heart issue and you go into coma and you're not able to go to work, or you are involved in an accident, God forbid, and you are in the hospital for 6 months, do you think they will keep paying you while you're in the hospital? Do you think they'll find a replacement for you? Do you think you're that indispensable they will have to wait for you to recover fully before anything goes on in your office? The person will say the office will continue, the job will continue, they will continue what they're doing. If I die this moment, they will get a replacement for me. That's the reality. So let's get you started. Figure out an hour. If you have to remove your lunch time as you're eating, you are doing the business. Instead of sleeping for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, sleep for an hour less. Let's use the hour and do what we must do. Okay? If the person tells you, I can't convince anyone. If the person tells you, I can't convince anyone, you tell the person, if you didn't have this issue of not knowing how to convince, would you do the business? Say yes. If we find a solution to this problem, will you do the business? The person says yes. You tell the person you don't need to convince. I didn't convince you. In fact, when I saw this business, I thought I had to convince. I had to learn how to convince people. How wrong I was. I realized I did not need to convince anybody because I had the tools. I had the video. I had the brochure. I had the presentation. I had the Zoom meetings. They were the ones those were the things that did the presentation on my behalf. I didn't even need to know how to speak English or how to communicate properly, so long as people understand what I'm saying. So you see, you don't need to be the one to convince. You don't need to convince, because a man convinced against his will is still of the same opinion. We simply show people. So that was how I felt, and it made me not to kick off my business early. But once I realized that I didn't need to convince, I just needed to show them through all the different channels we have. You can forward the video on the social media. You can put someone on Zoom. You can bring someone face to face and put the video for the person to watch. There are different ways you can actually show people the business. And once they've gone through it, you just need to place a call to me, put me in a three-way call with them. I'm going to take their questions. And guess what? They'll do the business. Do you think this is what you can do? Do you think you can forward the video to someone and then just connect me to a call with them? The person will say, yes, I can do it. All right, let's do it. You don't need to convince. So when they tell you I don't have time, I can't convince, and I do not have money. I'm sure you know what to tell them right now, right? Okay, so in this video, I've shown you the 3 things, and I believe these are the questions people ask all the time. If you use my strategy of asking the 2 questions, if this issue wasn't here, would you do the business? And if we work together to find a solution to this issue, would you do the business? If you use that, you'll be able to isolate the real issue, and then you can use empathize, relate, tell a story, and then you close them, right? So if you've not subscribed, why don't you smash that subscription button? Let's show more people this video. Let more people watch this video and have some of their challenges sorted out, all right? So this is Bootstrap Entrepreneur. I'll see you at the other video. Thank you.